What's up, everybody? You're tuned in to another episode of Off the Yard, man, and I'm your host, Big Lance. Today we're talking about something that is kind of sketchy. I've told stories about certain individuals. I've told people's business. Whether that's cool or not, I don't know. I guess not. But it needs to be told. It needs to be discussed. And instead of telling you a certain individual story today, I'm going to discuss why I believe abuse is so rampant in the Department of Corrections. That being said, let's get into it. I've not always been this person. I was a monster at one point in my life. And every morning I come out here, I listen to these birds. Every morning I come out here and I'm reminded of what it is to be free. I have a cup of coffee. And lately I've been dealing with a lot of personal issues that you guys know about. I've asked for help. I don't get it. People think this, people think that. So I'm going to go back to doing what I do. And that's telling prison stories. By telling prison stories, we have to discuss one thing, one topic that is always on the front lines. The front lines. We've talked about prison gang violence. We've talked about abuse from the staff. We talked about being in the chute. But why is it that you think that prison is so abundant? Why is it that grown men feel the necessity to prey upon a weaker man sexually? It's disgusting. In my opinion, there's multiple reasons why. There's multiple reasons why a man would want to do this to another man. I've seen it in all avenues and all categories. Today we're going to talk about it. First and foremost, I believe that there's the predator mentality. A lot of these men were predators before they were incarcerated. A lot of these dudes are the dudes you see on the corners, looking weird, looking suspect, looking like they're up to something. You hold your kids a little bit tighter when you go by them. You get in defense mode, as you should. There are a lot of men in the penitentiary who belong in the penitentiary. Believe that. I don't care how many guys get on here and make YouTube videos about how innocent they are. Half of them belong there. I was one of them. Now, that being said, the predatory mentality is this. I'm going to take from you the most important thing that you have in the penitentiary. The most important thing that you can own in the penitentiary. You can have all the commissary. You can have the Timberlands. You can have the hot girlfriend at home. You can have this, money, everything in the world. But the one thing that you own is your manhood. It's your manhood. And nobody should be able to take that from you. Unfortunately, there are people who come into the system, call them green beans, newbies, fresh fish, whatever you want to call them. They don't know that they're being played. They don't know what's happening to them. Some of the veteranos, as myself, will see it. Might even pull up on them, be like, hey, look, stick. Homeboy's playing you. Homeboy's playing you. He's a predator. He's going to try to take your cakes the minute you are not looking. But you can't tell somebody who thinks they're the hardest dude in the world anything. So they'll go through the motions and they'll be their friend and they'll do other things. And then what happens? Exactly what you told them would happen. Then they're coming to you for protection. Hey, man, why? Why is you doing this to me? I told you why. You didn't listen. You're hard-headed. You know everything, so go out into the yard and know everything. Do all the things. Go do the gambling. Go do the stuff. Which brings me to my next version of predatory behavior. And that's the guy that will, or the group of guys, that'll get you on the poker table. That'll get you addicted to drugs. And man, mom and daddy can send you a lot of money, man, but the bank will close eventually. The well will run dry, as they say, and then you will be the well. Yeah, you'll be the well. And they'll go dip it in that well whenever they want because you owe money. And at the end of the day, it was all a plot, a ploy. I can't stress enough, man, this behavior. I cannot stress enough that if you're going to be in that situation, or if you're going to be incarcerated, if you're headed there, if you are going to court, you're going to trial, and you're getting ready to go to prison, you need to listen to what I'm saying to you. Which brings me to number 3. Number 3 is the patient predator. He's the slickest of them all. He's the slickest of them all. He's the one who's probably older head, been down a minute, 20 years maybe plus. He's real good at what he does, man. He's quiet about it. A lot of times the other inmates don't even know. He's been so slick with it, right? He's been so slick with the way he's carried himself, conducted his business, that you don't even have a warning coming. A true snake, a true serpent, slithering through. A true serpent. I want you guys to understand this. This guy has nothing but time. This guy has nothing but time because that's what he's got. A life sentence. Every year, we get what's called here, at least here in Virginia, we get an annual report. It shows you your good time, what you can, what you've got going on, and when your release date might change to, or what it has changed to. And these guys, when they get their release date, it says deceased. Now, what type of hope does that man have as far as anything other than prison? This man will form a whole relationship with another man, especially a youngster who's green, soft body, can't really grow a beard yet. Those guys. You know who you are. I'll tell you a quick story. I've told this story on my channel before about a guy named Bolo. I was a young, pudding-faced kid, raw squirrel, couldn't grow a mustache or beard. I was 17 years old. And I went to a supermax prison because I was showing my ass in the jail. So I got sent down the road thinking I was too tough Charlie, man, and I was soon shown that I was not. Walked into Sussex One State Prison. This guy Bolo, who's doing life sentence, wide as he was, tall as I always say, long dreadlocks, pulled up on me asking for a cigarette. Timid, shy, afraid, I said, yeah. Now there was a guy named Kurt in my cell. White dude, been down a while, doing 70,000+ years, I'm sure. Put up on me and said, youngster, look, I'm gonna let that one go. Seemed like a good kid. Do not ever give that dude a cigarette again, or you will not be in this cell. I was introduced to a guy named Easy. Short, looked frail to me. Dude had juice. He's from California. We did an interstate compact with California, and they were sending some of these shot collar guys from the ABs and things like that, or whatever gangs they were a part of, out to Virginia to get some of the juice off the yards out there. I was privy to meet some of these guys, and I was early on taught what a convict was supposed to be like, how you would wear your uniform, how you were supposed to conduct yourself as a man inside the walls of prison. Had an opportunity to join such organizations. I decided not to because it just didn't fit my belief system. But I did believe some of the stuff they were talking about as far as how you should live and conduct yourself. Yes, I wanted to make my bed, my room, myself, my presence appear solid. I carry a lot of those traits today, thanks to those guys. Long story short, Bolo was a predator. He liked to take young white dudes. So he came in there one day, asked for cigarettes, and no, I'm not going to give you any more cigarettes. Go kick rocks. A fight ensued. Bolo was literally beating my head into the floor until I would have been unconscious. And if it would have just been me and him, trust and believe, I had no chance. Easy and Kurt stepped in, stopped it, told Bolo to bounce. The boy had enough. He stood up for himself. You're not going to do that in here. I had done what they asked, and I had taken my peruvial lumps. I was beaten damn near brain dead by this man. His hands were as big as my head. I called him Bolo because he kind of resembled that Oriental gentleman from back in the day, like the movies Bloodsport and things like that. His name was Bolo. Remember that guy? Yeah, but he was bigger. I mean, this man was massive. He had to walk sideways into the cell door. That's how big he was. I'm a big guy. He was bigger than me. I'm 240 almost. And this dude was large. That's a scary man. I did not win that fight. I wish I could sit here and say I did. I'd love to be Superman or Jean-Claude. But you're not going to turn into Jackie Chan. You're not going to all of a sudden know how to fight. And you're not all of a sudden become 3 million times stronger than you are. Parents, I'm talking to you too. Your children are at risk. If you have a young child who's going into the system early, you need to be careful. You need to let them watch some of these videos. You need to let them see what is really going to happen. Because those people are out there. Those people are in there. I understand now how women feel. Being smaller, quote-unquote, physically weaker gender. Protecting themselves is hard. They have mace. They have guns. They have all these things. Take those things away and you become the same individual in a prison setting where there's no women. Well, there's going to be something. And just being real with you, small, frail white guys are the number one pick. They're viewed as weak. They're viewed as soft. They're viewed as feminine. They're portrayed that way in social media, and they're portrayed that way on television. That doesn't help. Now, is that the case? No. I will be honest and say that 90% of homosexuality is not white people. It's a fact. It's not an opinion. Just saying. I've gone over a few different types of predatory behavior, man. I'm not going to make a huge video about it, but why do I believe it's so rampant? Because one, it's allowed to be by not just the staff, but the inmates. In some states like California and things like that, they've orchestrated organizations that are going to stand up against that. Good. Not every state is Cali. I think that them doing that actually made a very, very big difference in the way that prison systems ran. I agree with it. Sort of why I orchestrated an organization such as what we did. I took an already existing organization and we stood on business. We stood on business. And I had had enough of what I saw. I had had enough of what I saw. I didn't want to see it anymore. I made it very apparent the next time I saw it that somebody was going to get, and it did happen. Obviously, I can't discuss all details and all things I've done in the prison system because I don't want to go back there. But I stood on my business, man. Trust and believe. That being said, it's also rampant because people enjoy it. There are men out there who enjoy it. It's what they want to do. Their existence is defined by predatory behavior. It's a sickness. It's a disease. It's whatever it is. They should be taken out behind the prison and sent to the upper room, in my opinion. I said what I said. Now, if you are going to be put into a prison situation, please be aware of all these things. And I'm always available to speak and talk if you hit me on other platforms, because advice is advice. But in order to achieve any type of advised success, you must take the advice. Take the advice. You don't know everything. You're not the toughest guy on the planet. It will happen to you. I don't care how big you are. It will happen to you. I don't care how big of a bear you are. If you have 10 dogs chase you, you will go up that tree. Or you'll be a victim. You'll be a victim. So, I love you guys. I don't want to see that happen to you. I love you guys. I don't want to see that happen to you. That's why I started this channel. That's what this channel is about. Forget everything else. That's what this channel is about. I miss doing this. This has been fun. I think I should go back to it. That being said, just to get off topic a little bit, yes, I do have stage 2 cancer. I am getting ready to start chemo. We're going to get another CT on the 29th. I don't feel well. Any support is welcome. Any prayers are definitely welcome. Thank you for everybody who has shown support. Thank you to the haters, because you're motivating me to go back to what I'm supposed to do. I have some recordings of one of the trolls I want to play for you guys, but I'll do that on another video. So until that time comes, much love to the Gladiator Gang. Salute to all the A1s from day one. And as always, man, you beautiful, hard-working, staying out of jail, mother effers. Stay up, stay out, stay sucker-free, baby. And tune in to the next one. Let's go.